Hello and welcome my dear friends and students. I am Haider Rizvi from United College of Engineering and Research from the Department of Applied Sciences and Humanities. Today in the continuation of parts of speech we are going to discuss adverb in this session. So what is adverb and what is the use of adverb we are going to look at. Here adverb, as the name suggests, add plus verb. So this basically qualifies adjective, add for adjective, and a verb, and also an adverb can qualify another adverb. How? We have some examples here. The pain was severe. Pain is a noun here. The pain is, or was, you can say, the pain was severe. So severe is adjective. Why this is so? Because this is the word which is qualifying pain, noun here, severe, adjective. Now our next sentence is he was severely beaten. Beaten, he was beaten, you can say verb, or also you can say past participle. Now if this is verb, we have another word which qualify a verb, and that is adverb. So severely is an adverb here, and you can see that from adjective, whenever we want to transform adjective to an adverb, we simply have to use ly in the end. Now next, one more example like this: she is beautiful. What is adjective here? She is pronoun, and this is adjective. Another sentence: she is beautiful working. Suppose this is written. What is the error in this sentence? Because she is working, working is verb, or you can say present participle, and that verb will be qualified by adverb. So for making adverb from adjective, we use ly, beautifully. But there are so many exceptions in English, like he is fast, fast is adjective. He runs fast, run is verb. This should be adverb. Note, we are not using any ly. If you say fastly, this will be a wrong usage of the word, because there is no such word like fastly. Clear? Now we have discussed that from adjective to adverb we generally use ly in the end, but there are so many words with ly in the end. In spite of having ly in the end, they are adjectives, not adverb, like friendly, lovely, cowardly, niggardly, miserly, orderly, and manly. The word which is a point of interest, coward. We always say you are a coward person. You will say the sentence is correct, but the sentence is wrong. Why so? Because coward is a noun. If this is a noun, person is also noun. A noun cannot qualify another noun, so this needs to be adjective. So what is the adjective from coward? Cowardly is an adjective. What we have to use? You are a cowardly person. Now if we want an adverb from coward, because ly is adjective, so what will be the adverb of this? Adverb will be in a cowardly manner, or you can say way. Now the next word is man. Man is a noun, manly adjective, and manfully is adverb. He is a coward. We have examples. He is a coward, correct. He is a coward person, incorrect. Say he is a cowardly person. Next, another sentence, he fights cowardly. He fights. Fights is a verb here, and we need adverb, and this is adjective. So, what is the correct form? He fights in a cowardly manner. Correct? Now, the next. Many times we used to say outright. What is the meaning of outright? The meaning of outright is complete or completely. Whenever we use outright as an adverb, we generally use ly in the end, but there is no use of adding ly, because outright is the word which is adjective and also adverb. So, there is no need to add ly. He was rejected outrightly. This is verb. Here we need adverb, and we are adding outrightly ly. This is wrong. Say outright. Next, suppose within a sentence if you find more than one adverb, what will be the correct order of the adverbs? First of all, manner comes, then place, and then last, time. He was reading his lesson carefully. Carefully is manner. In his room, place. 9 o'clock is time. Now, we have the use of enough. Many a time whenever you are using enough, you will have to take care what is the correct position of enough in your sentence. My father is enough busy these days. So, this is correct, this is right. How? You will have to check the part of speech with which you are using that word enough. My father is enough busy these days. Busy is adjective. He has enough responsibilities. Responsibilities is noun. Whenever you are using that word, you will have to check the part of speech. If it is noun, place it before the noun. He has enough responsibilities. And whenever you are using that word with adjective, you will have to place after adjective. So, our sentence will be my father is busy enough these days. Now, the next, too much. In our daily life, many times we use too much, but sometimes we will have to say much too. Sounds very awkward, but this is correct. Too much versus much too. Simple. Too much is used with a noun and much too is used with adjective. Here we can see in our examples, my teacher is too much strict. What is strict here? Whether it is a noun or a pronoun or adjective adverb. So, strict is adjective, and we are using too much. What we have to use? Sorry, my teacher is too much strict. In this sentence, we have to use much too. Say much too in this sentence. Now, other sentence we have here, he is suffering from too much pain. Pain is a noun. With a noun we have to use, too much. So, too much is correct. Now, another concept we have, the rule or concept of inversion. What is the rule of inversion? Simply, in most of cases, if we talk about adverbs, we generally place in the middle of the sentence an adverb. He hardly meets anybody. Correct? No error. But if I say using that adverb in the front of the sentence, very beginning, and we start a sentence using adverb, hardly he meets anybody. So this will be a wrong sentence. If whenever we are using adverb in the beginning of the sentence, we will have to apply the rule of inversion, and rule of inversion says that you will have to put helping verb or main verb after, just after adverb. So what is the helping verb here? He meets, present indefinite tense. So our correct sentence will be hardly does he meet anybody. Now this is correct. So there are a few adverbs with which we have to use rule of inversion whenever it comes in front. Hardly, scarcely, no sooner, so, here, there, in no time. These are a few examples of these adverbs. Little I know her. Whenever I say little I know her, as you can see, adverb is in the beginning. So we will have to use the rule of inversion. And what is the helping verb? Because the sentence is in past indefinite, so we will have to use did. Little did I know her. This is the correct sentence. Now the next, hardly I meet my friends, hardly do I. Now next, in no time, in no time. I can also say that I can do it in no time. This will be a correct sentence, but if we are using in no time in the beginning of the sentence, like in no time I can do it, we will have to take this verb here. So what will be the sentence now? In no time can I do it, right? Now the next we have, what is the difference between hard and hardly word? Because in daily life we always use these words, so we should be aware of these two words. Remember, our teachers and parents usually say you have to work hard or hardly. What is the correct? You will say yes. I usually hear of these words. So you will have to work, you have to work hard is the correct word. But what is the meaning of hardly? Hardly gives negative meaning. Negative means nothing. Like we have some examples. The houses were seen hard from the top of the hill. So we cannot see the hills from the top of the building. So this word is giving the negative senses. So what will be the correct sentence? The houses were seen hard, not correct. The houses were hardly seen. You will have to place this word here before a verb, and the hardly word will be used. The houses were hardly seen from the top of the hill. Now the next we have, you have to work hardly. As earlier I have told you, you have to work hard in a positive sense. Now we have, what is the difference between these two words, late and lately? His boss comes lately, whether it is correct or wrong. So this sounds very awkward. His boss comes late. Late is connected to time, or whenever you say later in time. But whenever I say I lately heard, lately means recently, just. So this is the basic difference between these two words. Now we have another topic in this continuation. The conjunction is the next part of a speech. What is conjunction? As you all know that conjunctions are the words which are used to connect the sentences or clauses or phrases. We have a lot of conjunctions. First of all, you will have to see why conjunctions are used to cut short the sentences. He is, our first sentence is, he is going to picnic, and the second sentence is, his parents are also going to picnic. After connecting these two sentences using a connector, conjunctions sometimes are called connectors. So, after using connector, we can say he along with is connector or conjunction. He along with his parents is going to picnic. So, this is very useful whenever we have long sentences, we can use conjunctions or connectors. Whenever we are using hardly, scarcely, no, sooner in the beginning of sentence, the rule of inversion will be applied, and also we will have to check for the conjunctions, what is the proper conjunction which is going to be in the middle. For example, hardly had I gone outside, it began to rain. We are using comma here, and comma here is a wrong usage. What we have to use as a connector? When. Whenever your sentence starts with hardly or scarcely, you will have to connect the sentence using when. Hardly had I, remember the rule of inversion, hardly had I gone outside when it began to rain. Next, no sooner, sooner is a comparative degree, and whenever we are using comparative degree, we will have to use than to compare. So, what is the wrong usage? Usually people do then, people use then, you have to use than. No sooner had I gone outside than it began to rain. Next, our conjunction is not only but also. Whenever we talk about not only but also, the first thing in our mind is it can be used, the errors can become in two ways. The first based on verb, and the second one is on position. Whenever two subjects are connected using not only but also, we will have to check for the second subject, and accordingly we will have to use our verb. For example, not only the teacher but also the students is or are coming. Our first subject is teacher, that is singular, and the second connected subject is students, and that is plural. So, what is the correct usage of verb here, whether it is or are? We have to check the second subject whenever it is connected using not only but also. So, not only the teacher but also the students are coming is will be incorrect. Now, come to the position of not only but also. Indian articles are not only famous in India but also in Bangladesh. Look like a good sentence, correct sentence, but this is wrong. How? Indian articles are not only, you are comparing at this point, not only famous. If you are saying not only famous, you will have to say but also notorious, some thing like that, but famous word is a common word here. Indian articles are famous because these are famous in India also, in Bangladesh also. So, Indian articles are famous. Comparison starts from here, not only in India but also in Bangladesh. So, this is the correct sentence. Next, we have both. What is the usage of both? Whenever you connect the sentences using both, you will have to connect these sentences using conjunction and. You cannot use or as well as or is incorrect. We have an example. Let us check here. Both David as well as Robert have submitted their reports. David is the first subject, Robert is the second subject, and these are connected using as well as when we have both in the beginning. So, both David and Robert have submitted their reports. One more thing to remember here, it is written both is never used in negative sentence, like we have both he and she are not coming. We are using both with negative senses. Now, we have to say neither he nor she is coming, right? Next, although and though, what is the use of these two words? Though is informal and although word is formal. Many a time people always say that whenever you are using although or though, you will have to use but. People tend to use but with that. For example, although these vegetables are cheap in cost but rich in vitamins. We are using although or though word, we will have to connect the sentences using yet or a comma. We can never use but. So, this is the point you have to remember whenever you are using although or though as a conjunction. Next we have is so and to. So, this is simple. Whenever you are using so, you will have to follow that, because with so you will have to include that, and with to you will have to include to. As you can see in our examples, he is too good that he cannot ignore such gifts. So, what is the correct usage of here in the sentence? You will have to say he is so good that he cannot ignore such gifts, because it is followed by that. So is followed by that. Now, next we have he is so poor to buy this book. This too is followed by TOO. He is too poor to buy this book. Now, very important, at last but not the least, what is the difference between these two words unless, until? You might have seen in various programs in TV channels, people used to say both together, unless or until, but this is a wrong usage. You will have to either use unless or until. So, unless is for condition, until is for time. When your focus is on time, you will have to use until. Whenever your focus is on condition, you better use unless. For example, we can see you cannot get your salary until you fill this form. What is this? Whether it is a condition or time. So, this is a condition. What you have to use? You cannot get your salary unless you fill this form. So, basically unless is if not. Next, wait here unless I come. Come, go, stay represent time. So, when we are focusing on time, we have to use until. Next, the frogs will not come out until it will not rain. Remember, what is the error in this sentence? Until is correct because it is focusing on time, but until it will not rain. Remember, whenever you are using until or unless, you do not have to use will or shall, and also you do not have to use not, because until, unless already has not with them. Clear? So, what is the correct sentence now? The frogs will not come out until it rains. Thank you very much for this session. We will come again with our next session and discuss a few points more. Thank you.